Victory over the obstacles. Dr. Vivek Ksheersagar is the author of this book. We are introducing Dr. Vivek Hindurao Ksheersagar. Dr. Ksheersagar is the Managing Director of the highly reputed and widely recognized Katraj Dairy of the Pune District Cooperative Milk Producers Union Limited, located at Katraj in Pune, Maharashtra. Food, clothing, shelter and land. When could you call someone well settled? Perhaps having enough to eat, stylish clothes to wear, and a lavish flat of one's own are the parameters to make someone a well-settled person. Food, clothing, shelter and land are the basic needs of a human being, and they are pretty much interlinked. Land is a very limited resource. Nowadays, nations can't directly expand their boundaries due to rules and worldwide democratic governance policies. Yet, looking toward the population explosion, we need a wise plan for the distribution and utilization of land. Land is needed for agriculture, for industries, for residential areas, etc.
These farming, you have to use the modern techniques like drip irrigation, sprinklers, then while giving the water with some nutrients and giving the fertilizers, so that the farming in a systematic way which will help to avoid the overrates and increase the profit at farm level.
Land is a must for any kind of infrastructure. The partition of agricultural land due to family disputes, use of fertile land for non-agriculture related work, deforestation done on hillsides and vacant places, and prolonged construction works are a few examples of the misuse of land. Yielding a good agricultural output needs the use of large farms, and so we would all be better off if we set some limit on the partitioning of such land. For example, it is better to use fertile land for agricultural purposes only. People from whom land has been acquired for infrastructure development projects should be provided rehabilitation and sufficient reward or compensation for their land. Such projects should also be completed with a strictly monitored due date. Like those golden old days, we should now also encourage people to plant and maintain trees. Hotels and malls can utilize their kitchen waste to make fertilizer, which can be used in their own farms. In this way, they can use fresh farm produce to serve in food items, and waste management can also be done.
To avoid the wastage of electricity and paper, if we gather in our society's clubhouse where the TV of say 50 inches can be placed there, and the favorable and favorite different types of TV shows we can enjoy together.
Clothing is now not just a basic need to protect oneself from the weather, but it has become a status symbol. Trends keep on changing, and so the piles of clothes keep on increasing in our homes. We hardly use all the clothes that we have and do not discard many when we don't need them. Instead of that, we should create a wall of humanity, like we see in a few cities, where one can just hang one's unwanted clothes for any needy person to take away. This idea can surely be implemented more effectively if a few NGOs are encouraged to manage it further. As per global statistics, India ranks right on top in terms of food grain cultivation. Yet we see many rich people in India wasting food at parties and wedding ceremonies. While there are many children who just dream of eating a delicious meal someday during their lifetime, on the other side we also know of food grains being wasted in government godowns.
Wastage of food, when there are more than 40 to 50% of people, they are deprived of good food. While on the other hand, we are wasting the food. So if we manage good food, that can be collected and that can be served in slum areas where they will get a good nutritious food for them.
Animals too have been seen eating the plastic in which fast food is often served. There is no doubt that there is tremendous wastage of natural resources in the areas of food, clothing and shelter. We should avoid it. We have often heard of small families living in large flats with 8 to 10 rooms and, on the other hand, heard of even 15 people being squeezed into a small 10 by 10 room. These natural resources should be used judiciously for our development by keeping the balance of the environment in mind.
Farming through cooperative management, we can have the same crops for all of them, and that will be easy to cultivate, then to market and get the similar profit for that region.
We should always think, plan and act with the objective of preserving these invaluable natural resources for our future generations. So, it has been Dr. Vivek Hindurao Ksheersagar's endeavor over the last many decades to make sure that these natural resources are preserved in pristine condition for many, many generations to come.